In Kingdom Hearts 3, there will be many stories that reach its final pinnacle as we bring the Dark Seeker saga to a close. More than 15 years in the making, this series of videos will focus on a particular aspect of the story tied to its characters and events leading up to Kingdom Hearts 3. Today, we will focus on the Roxas Arc. Roxas is the nobody of Sora, an extremely powerful Keyblade wielder. He was born from the act of Sora releasing his heart in order to release Kyrus trapped within at Hollow Bastion during the events of the first game. Immediately, he is found and recruited by Xemnas, the nobody of the series antagonist Xehanort, and leader of the Organization 13 at the time. Organization 13 was a group of powerful nobodies that commanded lesser nobodies with the goal of collecting enough hearts to complete Kingdom Hearts that would apparently make them whole again. Roxas received his name from Xemnas and was given the title and command of Number 13, the Key of Destiny. Within the events of Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2, Roxas' story ran concurrently along Sora's from the end of Kingdom Hearts 1 throughout Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories and leading into the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2. During that time, Roxas served the organization by dispatching Heartless with his Keyblade in order to collect hearts for their goal. Throughout those days, Roxas became best friends with Axel, number 8 of the organization, and a girl named Xion, who was the mysterious number 14. As the weeks passed in the organization, Roxas began to stumble upon the tragic truth that he is tied to a person named Sora, and that Xion is an imperfect replica of him that has been slowly vying for the Keyblade's power between herself, Roxas, and Sora. She was created as a failsafe in case Roxas didn't own up to his assignments or is incapable to carry them out. Furious at these events, revelations, and lack of answers about his own identity, Roxas abandons the organization. Xion is then reprogrammed by Xemnas to engage Roxas, in which Roxas eliminates her. Driven into a sorrowful rage due to him taking his friend's life, Roxas decides to return to the organization to challenge Xemnas and set Kingdom Hearts free. However, the demise of Xion had a painful side effect. Although Roxas now had full control over his powerful abilities, which included wielding 2 Keyblades at once, thanks to her entire identity being made up of someone else's memories, the memories of her existence will eventually fade from everyone who knew her, including Roxas. Roxas is then challenged by Riku before he can make it to Xemnas in Kingdom Hearts in order to ensure that he wasn't eradicated by the organization and that he could capture him in order to reawaken Sora, who was in a slumber after his memories were dismantled during the events of Chain of Memories, with Roxas acting as the final piece to his completion. Although Roxas gets the upper hand against his enemy, Riku uses the darkness of Ansem in order to catch Roxas off guard and overpower him. Unconscious, Riku and Diz, the man in charge of Sora's caretaking, takes Roxas and trap him within a digital version of Twilight Town, the place where Roxas often visited with his friends and the site of Xion's fall, and wipe his memories in order to prepare him and Sora for their final reunion. There, Roxas believes he's a normal boy who spends his days with his best friends Hayner, Pence, and Olette, eating ice cream and enjoying their summer vacation, before reality rears its ugly head. Within the span of 7 days, Roxas comes into contact with Naminé, Kairi's nobody and the architect of the deconstruction and reconstruction of Sora's memories, Axel, who is sent there to retrieve Roxas, Kairi herself through a mental conversation, Diz and Riku, who have been manipulating his time within the data world, and after he gets his own memories back, his original self, Sora, in which, despite everything he's been through, concedes to rejoining with him while lamenting his own predicament. What happens after would span the entirety of Kingdom Hearts 2 until Sora himself learns the full truth of who Roxas is, although he mysteriously knew of him due to his influence within his heart. Upon reaching the world that never was, Sora engages in a mental battle with Roxas within his heart, in which he is narrowly victorious. Roxas and Sora then have a slight heart-to-heart before fading. Once Xemnas is apparently defeated by our heroes, Sora and Kairi make contact with Naminé, and then, in a final conversation with her, Roxas reveals himself through Sora, noting that Roxas and Naminé will always be together as long as Sora and Kairi are. While this may have seemed like it was Roxas' final point in his own arc, severe implications will follow in the games to come. Within the events of Kingdom Hearts Recoded, a data version of Sora who is tasked with destroying the bugs who have corrupted Jimmy's journal makes contact with a data version of Roxas, who is designed to teach Sora the power and understanding of hurt, and how it affected those around Sora and how it will affect Sora himself. After the pain was passed down from Data Roxas to Data Sora, Data Namine reveals herself as the culprit behind the bugs as a desperate call for help after hidden truths within Sora's heart came to light, in which there are those that are still hurting tied to his heart and need to be saved, one of whom was the real Roxas. Flash forward to Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. With the information of those who need to be saved now relayed to the real heroes, Sora and Riku undertake the Mark of Mastery exam in order to gain the power necessary in order to save them. Nearing the end of Sora's journey, the real Roxas once again makes contact with Sora mentally. However, in this encounter, Roxas decides to finally relay all of his own memories onto Sora in order to have him understand his pain and grief. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the massive catalyst for the Roxas Arc in Kingdom Hearts 3. Never at any point did Sora have a full scope of Roxas' memories and the pain he had to endure. Although Sora did state that Roxas deserves to be his own person just as much as anyone and that they were not the same, this act on the part of Roxas just drove Sora's sympathies and pain through the roof. Sora finally came to fully understand Roxas' disdain, and now it was time for him to do something about it. This is why I personally find it odd that there are so many people out there that believed Roxas' arc wouldn't be explored further in Kingdom Hearts 3, while I myself was a bit shocked to see that it appears to be a heavy theme for the game, in which I am ecstatic over. The Roxas arc, from what we know thanks to the information and trailers, is that Sora from a very early part in the game will take it upon himself to search for a way to have Roxas return, stating that he wants to help Roxas, and that he does exist, having Roxas' heart within his own heart. To this end, it seems that he is enlisting the help of Xehanort, Pence, Olette, and Ienzo, the original persona of Zexion, formerly number 6 within the Organization 13 and a former apprentice of Ansem the Wise, the true identity of Diz. It seems that Sora wants to try and utilize a data version of Twilight Town towards his goal, as stated by Ienzo that Ansem the Wise would have included Roxas' full data within the construction of that world. However, it seems that this plight will come with implications, as Ansem, the Heartless of Xehanort, and Xemnas, the Nobody of Xehanort, seems incredibly interested in Roxas' return, even offering Sora an alternative method in reviving Roxas, which would have Sora finally tap into the power of darkness, and setting his heart free. While this plan's fruition is yet to be seen, we did see a glimpse of Roxas wielding the Oblivion and Oathkeeper, his signature combo, as well as instances of Roxas' past coming to haunt Sora. Whether if Sora intends to have Roxas stand up and fight against Xehanort alongside or as a Guardian of Light, one thing is certain, that Roxas still has a score to settle with Xemnas, along with a well-deserved reunion with Axel, who is now known as Lee, and Xion, who has yet to be referenced for an appearance in Kingdom Hearts 3 aside from being on the box art. Roxas' arc in Kingdom Hearts 3 appears to be a narrative that will be spread out from the beginning to the end of the game, as according to Square Enix, this is a very secretive story element for the game, hinting at an importance that will tie many other elements and arcs together. I hope you enjoyed this Kingdom Hearts 3 arc episode, and look forward to the next one, as we will tackle many characters and story elements leading up to the release of the game. Be sure to like, share, favorite, most importantly subscribe to HMK, and hit that bell so you'll know when the next episode goes up. Until then, I've been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.
So you haven't subscribed to HMK yet? Don't piss Xemnas off.